Well, we continue our live coverage here from the Venice of the North. Let's delve deeper into the results of the G20 so far. We're now joined by Loder Van Oost, a former member of the UN mission in Kosovo from 2005 to 2008, also the former Deputy Speaker of the Belgian Parliament. Mr. Van Oost, it's Rory Souchet here in St. Petersburg. I hope you can hear me okay. Let's discuss the G20 now. The main issue, of course, that of Syria. Why have we been getting two such different reports from the two biggest players? America saying absolutely no question Assad was behind the chemical attack. President Putin in Russia saying absolutely no question the rebels were behind the chemical attack. What's your take on that?
Well, what we do now when we put those two positions in front of each other, we simplify the matter very much. Actually, it would be better to say the US, the United States, stands alone against public opinion in the rest of the world, barring France and Saudi Arabia. And even there, in those countries, US, Saudi Arabia and France, we're talking about the governments, not really the population. I mean, opinion polls in the US and in France show there's a majority against it. But apart from that, there's a legal aspect. I mean, I could just repeat what I just heard in your report. The UN Charter is very clear. No country can attack another country unless there is an imminent danger to the attacked country. This is not the case. It's pure and simple. The US cannot attack unilaterally another country.
But Mr. Van Oost, now we hear from François Hollande, the French president, saying that France will now wait to hear what the US Congress decides before Paris makes a decision on what its role will be in Syria. As you mentioned, the UN says no action must happen. Lakhdar Brahimi, the UN mediator for Syria, he says no action must happen. Can America really go it alone when it comes to a strike on Syria?
Well, actually, this is more a question about power politics. Can America go alone? Of course, they did before, and they can. They have the means to do it. The question is, do they have legal grounds? And that's the matter. Also, the whole issue of proof, even when a country has undeniable proof, it has to go to the UN Security Council with that proof. It does not give them a reason to attack. Even if the US Congress votes, that does not give them the legitimacy to attack another country. The US Congress is a parliament of that country, and that's it.
Mr. Van Oost, if I can just jump in here briefly, I'm running very low on time, but quickly to ask you, officials in Saudi Arabia and Qatar have offered to bankroll any US strike and intervention in Syria. Why would that be the case? How do you read that?
Well, it's pure and simple. The real reasons why the US and Saudi Arabia and Qatar want to attack is because of the power balance in Syria has changed to their detriment. President Assad was gaining ground again, had no reason to provoke such a thing, and there will be negotiations shortly. And of course, the Assad regime will have a much stronger position. And basically what it is about is to change the power balance within Syria for lots of reasons. Among the others, Saudi Arabia, who wants to strengthen their influence in the region against Qatar, by the way, and the US, who want to also, by this way, weaken Iran. There's also the issue of Israel. Lots of reasons, but none of them have to do with this chemical attack that happened a few weeks ago.
Loder Van Oost, a former Deputy Speaker of the Belgian Parliament, joining us live for our continued G20 coverage from St. Petersburg. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the programme today. Thank you, sir.
Always a pleasure.